Hello folks, my name is Eric Southward. I'm with Busby and Associates. We've sent you a link to this video because of the public health emergency due to the coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak. The Bankruptcy Court has instituted a public emergency order. So the big thing for most people is that most of the hearings have been canceled and will be rescheduled at a later date when we have a better idea of what's going on. Also, moving forward, everything's going to be done telephonically and then also through video conference. Just to let you know, that's how we're proceeding at our office too. We're maintaining safe physical distance, and also we are doing video conferencing and teleconferencing for all of our clients. We have been a virtual law firm for a long time now, and so we have some people working at the office at their house, and then we have some people in the office, physically in the office, but we all are connected to everything that we need: phone calls, computers, your information, and of course checking our emails and whatnot. Because of this crisis, the idea of actual open hours is pretty much negligible, or negated, I guess is a better word. So we're talking to clients late at night, talking to them in the morning, just being there for you the best that we can, because we're going through the same thing too. All right, so the court established an order, or created an order for temporarily reducing Chapter 13 payments. So we have sent out an email and a letter and also a text message with a link to this video with the text of the order. Now, it sounds good on paper, because it allows you to reduce your payments from March, April, and May. And there's only a few days left in March. So, you know, that's one of those things. The court is trying to help everybody out and trying to implement a procedure that shows that they're being compassionate and they care. But it's not always going to be the best thing for everybody. We will discuss the other option, which is amending your plan and modifying it. That's going to end up being, for most people, the best option. Now, one of the problems in bankruptcy is that we are reactionary. So this is being proactive, but a lot of times we are reactive. So what's going to happen is, if you can't make your payments, the trustee is going to file a motion to dismiss like normal. And then we're going to have a hearing 30 days out, or right now, could be even 60 days out. So you're actually going to end up getting a couple of months already if you don't make payments. And then before that hearing, the judges are going to be very sympathetic. We saw this after Hurricane Ike in 2008, and we saw this after Hurricane Harvey in 2017. The judges were very sympathetic, leaned hard on creditors to be sympathetic, and basically gave everybody a break. And if you said that you needed more time, they were giving it to you, whereas maybe under normal circumstances they wouldn't. So we're all going to get through this. Eventually this is going to pass, and we're going to have to get back to making our payments in bankruptcy. Now, one good thing that was passed in the Stimulus Act, I think it was passed. I don't know if it's been signed yet, but it's going to be. So know, of course, that it will be signed, is that they're going to allow people for the next year who are currently in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy to modify and extend your plan payments for up to 7 years total. So this would give you an additional 2 years. So for some of you who are only having 1 year left or less, and you're experiencing some financial difficulties, we can get a whole new 2 years to take what we're missing, those are the arrears in your payments, and spread them out over 2 years. As you know, the longer your loan goes, like a car loan, it's not always good to be longer, but the longer it goes, the more your payment goes down because you have more time to pay. So this is going to really help people who have less than a year or 2 to 3 years left. And don't forget, for you that are paying your house is still going to be paid through the plan. And unlike buying a car where you really don't want to extend it too far out, for most people, they're not paying any interest. So there's really no penalty for extending it out. It'll make the payments a lot cheaper. And for some of you that are struggling anyway, to add on another 24 months is going to greatly improve your financial situation, even if you aren't impacted by the coronavirus. So let's talk specifically about this order. And again, just understand that for most of my clients, for our clients of our law firm, the modification and amendments of their plans are actually going to end up being a better route. So with that being the case, to qualify for this reduction, the debtor must have suffered a documentable financial burdens such as lost income, increased child care expenses, increased medical costs, or other expenses directly related to the current public health issues. So they're not requiring you to file a document, but if required or asked to do so by the judge or the trustee, you will have to provide something documenting you've lost income, you've increased expenses directly as a result of the public health crisis. So for some people that would be healthcare expenses. For other people that would be increased medical costs or something like that. So they've given us an attachment. I'm not going to really show it to you here, but basically it's a very simple statement of payment reduction. It doesn't even need to be signed by you. What it's doing is you're listing your disposable income that as a result of the coronavirus public health emergency, and we're showing what your required payment was before the reduction. So let's just say your payment's $2,000 a month. Let's say your spouse hours get cut back to where you've lost $1,000 in monthly income, disposable income. So you would reduce your plan payment by $1,000, and then your payment will go from $2,000 to $1,000 over the next 3 months. But you do need to understand that this is temporary. So those $3,000 or those 3 months of $1,000 reductions, which is $3,000, you will have to pay it back into your plan by the end of the year. Also, effective June 1st, you go back to making your normal payment, unless they modify this, and I don't know if they will. So what we're thinking is that, and it says here, unless otherwise provided in a proposed modification. So basically, if somebody pays $1,000 a month through May, and then they find out in June they still can't make any other payments, then we would do that amended plan modification and we would roll this in there. Now, one thing is that if you do this, it doesn't reduce payments that you make directly to your creditor, such as property taxes, your monthly car payment, your monthly house payment. This only affects the debts that are being paid through the plan, which for most people is everything. Also, it doesn't allow you to reduce your post-petition child support payments either. So although the documentation is not required, as your attorney, I need to make sure that you in fact do have something that documents this. So what we're looking at, let's say you get laid off. I had a client call me who was doing retail shut down, and then he's going to apply for unemployment. So let's say you were making $500 a week and you're going to get $450 a week from unemployment. Your reduction in income is $50. It's not the $500. Okay, so it's going to be the difference between the income that you had and now the replacement income. But if you don't qualify for unemployment, then it would be your full income amount. All right, the other thing is the court says if there's an order, like an agreed order where we made an agreement with your car people that you were supposed to make your monthly payment to avoid a default, the required payment to the Chapter 13 trustee is adjusted. So if you are supposed to be paying $2,000 a month and you go through this new procedure and you lower it to $1,000 a month for 3 months and you pay it, you're current. Okay, you just again have to get it caught up by the end of the year. So this order doesn't apply to a debtor whose plan or plan modification is approved after March 19th. So again, any future mods that we're going to be doing, modifications, are going to be after this order. And then just to let you know, full disclosure, us attorneys, as we get to file this, we get to get paid $150 from your trustee for our work on this. So again, it's a good thing that the courts and the judges are trying to help you out to temporarily reduce your income. But for a lot of people who's lost their job, this isn't going to work very well. But it will allow you to pay a reduced amount. So some of the questions have been, hey, Eric, can I pay nothing? I mean, in theory, yes, of course, you can pay nothing. If your monthly payment was $2,000 and you lost your job, you have no disposable income at all. I guess in theory that your payment would be $0 a month for 3 months. So I haven't had to do one yet, and we'll see how that works. But I'm assuming that would be possible. So you need to let us know if this happens to you, what the reduction of income is or the increased expense was. And by how much. So you're making $2,000 a month, your income's $1,000, then we need something showing that that change is $1,000. But I'm not gonna, if we need it to file right away, just know that I'm gonna have to require it at some point. And also that it has to be offset. So we've got the stimulus package coming, but that won't count for income, disposable income for purposes of this. The courts have already said so. But it also is providing for a lot of people extended unemployment. So that's the hope for most people, is if they get laid off or furloughed, they don't lose their job. It's just there's no job for now. That once they'll get the unemployment at the higher amount, and then they'll go back to work at some point when this all clears up. So that's kind of what this is mainly for. But you need to let us know what the change in income is. But again, for a lot of our people, we're going to be doing a lot of modifications sometime in the next 2 to 3 months or more, and we'll be able to extend your plan payment, if you want to, another 2 years, which will allow you to miss multiple months of payments, because we'll get at least 24 months to pay back those arrears versus having to pay those missed payments back by the end of this year. So just something to keep in mind. Of course, if you have any questions, please call the office and speak to me, Eric, Jessica, Mandy, or Brenda. Always you can email me. It's esouthward@busby-lee.com, and that's busby-lee.com. Or just ask my staff when you talk to my receptionist. I give out my cell phone number, so if you need to call me, please do, or text message me. You can text the office as well. And we're doing our best. Again, if I'm available, I take the phone calls. If I can, I'll answer your emails as quickly as I can. But just we're really deluged right now we're inundated, and it's just taking some time. So we're all going to work through this. We'll all be a lot better off. And the goal is for you to stay in the payment plan, keep making your payments the best that you can, and keep your house safe. And then once we get through all this, hopefully things will be a lot better off. So thank you very much.